It's happening, everyone. If you recall a couple of videos ago about baby reindeer, I mentioned that Martha, the real Martha, who we can now say is Fiona Harvey because it's now all over the internet and all over the press, said on one of her Facebook posts that she was going to do a TV interview, and I did say I hope that doesn't happen because I'm not quite sure how that would work, but it would be fascinating television. Turns out that wasn't one of her flights of fancy. It's actually happening. It's happening tonight. Piers Morgan tweeted this little trailer last night. So tonight at 8 o'clock on YouTube, Piers Morgan will sit down with Fiona Harvey and talk about her involvement in baby reindeer and whether it's true or not and whether she is the stalker the show makes her out to be. So things are getting more interesting. Now Fiona Harvey herself has posted on Facebook saying that, the interview's good and she hopes we like it. But she also posted something else which suggests she really isn't done with the back and forths between her and baby reindeer and Richard Gadd. Have a look at this post with me that was put up about an hour ago. Well, I've just taken a look at my emails. John Dingwall has apologised. Now, John Dingwall is a journalist at the Daily Record, and they published some article that Fiona wasn't particularly happy about. The entire article was very misleading, he agrees. I shall reflect on what he said. He maintains he's been my friend all along. Time will tell. When dealing with the media, no one has friends, clearly. This has made me physically very sick and has cancelled a move today of furniture, inconveniencing me and a load of other people. I just want a normal life, and this media circus is not normal. It's off the Richter scale, as mad as Richard Gadd. I hope he's happy with himself, sunning himself with his wee boyfriend in LA. Yes, we've all heard. Journalists have told me. Gadd is a horrid, horrid man. If the press were obsessed about his alleged rapist, as they are with harassing me, that rapist would have been named by now, and perhaps some of these idiot shrinks treating Gadd, because that's not going very well, is it? Now once again, we're not entirely sure whether everything she's saying there is true, because I can't verify it, but she certainly does unload a bit on Richard Gadd, doesn't she? And it is perhaps, you read it and you think, it could possibly be true from what we know in Baby Reindeer and the way he behaves. It wouldn't be out of the bounds of reason. And I think this is the problem with what's going on here. We're getting this blurring of line now between fantasy and reality, truth, etc. Because we're really not sure what's real and what isn't. I checked the beginning of Baby Reindeer on Netflix. It doesn't say at the beginning this is a true story, but Richard Gadd has said in interviews that it's based on his own personal experiences. And some of it does ring true, that's why people find it so compelling. So if Fiona Harvey now goes on Piers Morgan Uncensored tonight and says it's completely untrue, I never did this to him, etc., it then casts a huge shadow of doubt over the entire series. And we won't know what to believe. Because if Richard Gadd had come out and said, by the way, Baby Reindeer is fictitious. It's not real. I've had a little experience of stalking, etc., and I worked it into this show, but this is not exactly how it happened. Then people would probably be a bit more reserved about this and say, okay, we get that. But the fact that people have found her, the fact that she does actually look a bit like Jessica Gunning in Baby Reindeer, the fact that they didn't even seem to attempt to hide the fact that this woman looks like the woman in the show, and that she's been uncovered, and the fact that Darian has also been uncovered, and I'm not going to say his name because it's, again, speculation up to this point, but you check my other videos for that. We have this really weird situation, which I don't actually think is going to turn out to be particularly good for the show, because I'm concerned that what people will eventually do is say, you say your show's fictitious, but in your show, people have accused me of being someone in your show, and therefore I now want to take legal action against you for not sufficiently hiding my identity in your show. And I think it could lead to loads and loads of problems. Anyway, we'll see what happens, guys. I hope you're going to tune in. This interview could be utterly brilliant. I'm just wondering, what is it going to be like? I hope it's going to be a bit of a barnstormer. I hope it's not going to be too sober, and I hope Fiona's going to make some really interesting points and also say some interesting things, and I hope Piers Morgan's going to let her talk, etc., so that we can make up our own minds about it. But there you go. Let's all tune in tonight and make our commentary as it goes on. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.